So the KANG-GLAC cruise that we're about to go on to this summer on the Royal Research ship, the Sir David Attenborough, is a 6-week-long cruise to southeast Greenland, visiting Kangerlussuaq glacier. The reason that we're going to study this particular glacier is because it drains about 5% of the ice sheet, and we're really interested in how warm ocean water gets in, travels up the fjord, and melts the ice there. On the flip side, we're also really interested how much meltwater is generated and all of the nutrients that brings into the fjord, how that changes the ecosystems of everything that lives in the water there. The Greenland ice sheet is melting at an accelerating rate. It is melting about 5 times faster than it was in the 1990s. This is bringing a huge amount of freshwater or meltwater into the ocean around its coast. This is changing the ecosystems and all of the biology that lives there. And it's also affecting the oceanography of the area, and it may end up slowing down some of the big ocean currents that bring heat to the UK. So actually, for a UK population, Greenland is super relevant right now. The Sir David Attenborough research vessel is currently in Harwich, alongside loading all of the cargo and science equipment that we will use on our KANG-GLAC cruise this summer. So right behind me, you may be able to see the crane that is actually picking up our materials and equipment that we use on board, and right behind us there will be a series of containers with different laboratory spaces for different scientists to work on their particular samples during the cruise. It's so great to be able to do science on a research vessel like the Sir David Attenborough, and that is because she's got so many different parts of her that we can use. So we will be using the helideck to launch helicopters and have teams working on land. We will also be using things like the small workboat, the Erebus, to take people off and work closer to the ice where the big ship can't really get to. And then at the same time, we'll have the big ship deploying instruments, and that might be things like a CTD, which measures the temperature of the ocean water, or collecting samples from the seafloor. And we're going to be doing that all at once. So really we're maximising the amount of science we can do by having all of these component parts going on at one time. And we can only really do that from a ship like the Sir David Attenborough. I think what I'm most excited about is getting 45 different scientists and science support staff working together, and also using all the different parts of the ship to be able to look at this particularly vulnerable glacier in southeast Greenland. So we'll have geologists going onto land, we'll have oceanographers on board working on the deck and on the small boat, and we'll also have biologists and marine geologists working all together to answer the same research questions about how the Greenland ice sheet is melting.